What's good, everybody? My name is Gentleman Jugg.
And I'm Son.
And welcome back to another Jugg and Son doing WWE. How you doing this week, boy?
It's alright.
It's okay.
I guess. I mean, Smackdown was good.
Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Son, I need you to take me to this week's Raw.
What's going on, Father H? What is happening with Raw? Like, is someone else writing Raw? Like, who's writing Raw? Because Raw is terrible.
Is it terrible to you?
Yeah, I hate it.
Okay, well, take me through it.
So we start off with the women War Games match, like the heel team, and like this match was, there is no story here. It's just slapped together.
I mean, I don't know if you can call it slapped together if, like, you know, if we're like a week out from War Games, you know, and for 2 weeks they've been building this.
I mean, I guess, but like, it's not good. It sucks, okay? It's not good. I don't like it. This is obviously not the main event.
No, it's probably the first match of the night. Now that I think about it.
I hope so. Just get it over with. Because, I mean, they're just, everybody's here. I mean, Nia Jax is here now to team with Liv. And I'm like, didn't you guys hate each other and fight over the Crown Jewel champion that they kept hyping up?
Like a month ago.
But, like I said, it's not important.
We don't even talk about it anymore.
No, you're not.
She's not even living it up as like, hey, I'm the first Crown Jewel champion. If I won Crown Jewel and I was the first person to win, I'm telling everybody, I'm screaming from the highest mountain.
So Liv mentioned it like the one day after, and then Cody never even talked about it.
And there it is.
Which is just funny.
Yeah, useless. Get it off my TV.
So there was no point in having to bring out the coffin with the little title in it for like weeks and being like, oh, it's so special. And then we never talked about it ever again.
You know when we'll talk about it again? When they have the next Crown Jewel thing. And that's when they'll sit there and have Liv come out and be like, hey, I was the first ever women's Crown Jewel champion.
And then Cody be like, I have the ring.
Yeah, that's probably when he'll bring it back out. I don't know. Do you got to give the ring up to somebody else when the next person takes over? Or do you just get a new ring?
I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. We're getting sidetracked. That's what's happening. We're getting sidetracked. We're talking about something that we're more interested in than this match.
Yeah. But I guess then all the good guys come out. And, you know, it's funny is I just realized, so EO won like a battle royal to challenge Liv. And it's been like at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks since then. So is she planning to fight Liv anytime soon?
I mean, I'm sure it'll come up sooner or later.
I guess we got to get through War Games first, and then she can fight Liv. And then, you know, speaking of people who won number one contenders matches, the Viking Raiders did that too. And are they gonna they're gonna fight the tag team champions anytime soon?
Sure, I'm sure after War Games we'll get into it.
I guess I hope so. I better not get after War Games and be like, oh, we don't have our number one contenders matches yet. I guess you win the number one contenders match and then you fight the champions like a month later or like 2 months later. That's how it works.
Oh, and by the way, Rhea Ripley came back.
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah, I mean,
she's
in all honesty, she didn't need to come back right now. They should have like let her come back sometime after Royal Rumble.
Well, look, you know, I guess I was scared there for a minute. I'm like, am I really gonna have a pay-per-view where Liv and Rhea don't fight each other? I was like, I'm about to see something unique here.
And no, she's here.
Like, no, you don't get a pay-per-view this year where Liv and Rhea don't fight each other. It's like we will force it down your throat. That's what Father H will. He's like, you want Liv and Rhea to fight forever on every single pay-per-view every time. So it's like, you know, we brought her back. We gave her a mask.
Sheamus face mask.
The Sheamus face mask so she can fight in this.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's fine. And she's probably going to use it as a weapon, which she should because they all do, but whatever.
I mean, I'm just saying if her team wins, that means that her women's team beat the team that had both world champions on them.
We spent too much on this already. What happened next?
Oh, well, we had Rey Mysterio. He won. That's all there is. He beat Chad, and then Chad slapped his guys and said, "We got to do better." And then they screamed at each other, and I'm like, "Yeah, so you lost, and then you slapped each other." And then they do that every week. Like I've seen that. I'm pretty sure I've seen them do this before, just so they lose again. But you know, I guess the push is coming. We just gotta wait, you know.
Yeah, sooner or later, Chad will get his opportunity to be Intercontinental Champ. Maybe he's gonna Sheamus is gonna take on Braun Breaker, so that he can win his IC championship, become a Grand Slam champion. This is his time. The time is now, Sheamus. And then after that, then Chad can take it from him.
Yeah. Or he can just lose again, and then we just slap his people again.
If Chad is the first person to fight Sheamus after Sheamus wins the IC championship, Chad is not winning the IC championship. Okay?
But then we had The Miz and Karrion Kross, and The Miz is carrying this Wyatt Six story for me, because like
that's what we said last week, and he's still doing it.
And like he's got a better videotape than them, because he comes out and he's like, "Yep, I tricked all you guys suck." And then he's got Karrion Kross over there. He's like, I'm gonna make them understand. And I'm like, The Miz is the best part of this story. If you took The Miz out, I would hate this.
I mean, I hate it now, but
I mean, it's not great.
There's flashes of greatness here
because of The Miz.
Not even with The Miz. The Miz not even involved in those flashes of greatness, except for one of them where they had a videotape where The Miz had his mouth duct taped and Mercy the Buzzard, or Dexter Loomis, that's his name, came and attacked him from behind. That was awesome.
Look, all of these guys they gotta say thank you, Miz. They gotta give The Miz his flowers.
I'm gonna give you your flowers, bruh.
And then we had Gunther and Ludwig. I keep wanting to say Ludwig, but
well, that's how they pronounce it, Ludwig.
Yeah.
The W sounds like a V in their language, so it's Ludwig.
Oh, okay. When I say Ludwig, I think of the Mario character with the hair.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But they're here and they're talking, and Gunther says, you don't need to defend me or talk for me anymore. You need to go be on your own. Be your own man. He's like, you look in my eyes. What do you see?
I see the ring general.
He's all right, now get out of here.
Now get out of here.
And what's funny is that, like, literally, like 2 feet away, there's like Damian Priest just sitting there signing contracts. He doesn't hear Gunther or Ludwig like screaming at each other. He's right there.
Yeah. This is how weird it is. And this is wrestling. We look at TVs the wrong way, and people are literally just off screen when they're being talked about, and you can sit there and have a full-on yelling, screaming conversation, and the person that you're trying to fight is literally feet away.
So this is where Gunther decides, okay, I'm gonna sneak attack him, as a heel champion would, and he gets him a headlock, and then Damian Priest just breaks out and beats him up, and he's just on the floor, and then Damian just sits over him. He's like, yeah, you're the ring general, but I'm the king of the streets.
I hate you, Damian. I hate your guts. I really cannot stand this. I feel like Gunther deserves better, and I just don't see it here.
Now, this is the world champion on the floor, so Adam Pearce just comes out. He just walks over. Usually when anyone else fights backstage, even the women's tag team champions, there's security everywhere. And he's like, enough! But here he's like, what happened? And then Damian Priest is like, I took care of it. He needs some ice. And
as J-Lo said, he wanted to tussle. We tussled.
I mean, like, he just beat up the world champion, but I guess it's not that big of a deal.
I don't care. Gunther, if you lose this, you deserve to lose, because
Gunther looks so terrible.
You look
right now.
awful, and I need you to stop looking awful. You are better than this.
Like, I know heel champion can get beat up. Like, we've seen Roman Reigns get beat up, but he never looked like this.
But he's not that kind of person. Even as a heel champion, he came out and as heel IC champion, he never sat there and looked like he was weak. It was always like, man, this guy, whoever fights Gunther, is going to be for the fight of his life. And that's how it's going to go. That's what Gunther did. And even against Damian Priest, the first time, he was acting that way. You are street trash. There is nothing that you can do. And then he beat him. And that was the end of it. But now, all of a sudden, you're acting scared? I don't like this. This is not how Gunther is. If he was like a scared champion like The Miz was, or a scared champion like so many other people who have done it better. If he was like that kind of person, I could get it.
Well, I mean,
I can get behind that.
I guess I could, but with him being that big and running away is just kind of funny.
Well, it's because he's never been like this.
It's just not how he acts.
Okay? He's never acted like this. And it's just, I'm not saying a person can't have growth, but this ain't it, dog. It's not gonna work for me, brother.
It's funny is that we watched Gunther have this IC title reign where he's a beast, and then here he failed his own sneak attack. It's like, how did you lose?
How did you lose? You were the aggressor. How did this happen? Move on.
So then, we had Braun Breaker and Sheamus fight for the IC title, and we're like, well, maybe it's Sheamus time. But that's when Ludwig comes out, and he beats up both of them. And, we're just making Ludwig look stronger than Gunther right now.
I mean, it's clearly not Sheamus time.
No. Maybe some other time.
Some other time, Sheamus, you can get it.
But I guess, Ludwig's coming for the IC title.
I bet it's probably going to be like a triple threat or something like that, and Sheamus is going to kick Ludwig's head off and become IC champion.
Yeah.
That way Braun Breaker doesn't look weak.
Yeah. That's probably what's going to happen, and then, like, a week later, Braun will get the title back.
I know, like 3 weeks later. I mean, if he can do it with Jay, then he can do it here. He'll be a 3-time champion in no time.
So then the War Raiders came out, and they had to fight Dirty Dom and JD McDonald's.
Why? I mean, there was a perfectly good tag team championship right there.
Like, we could have had the match here, but instead, we get Finn Balor. We get the tag team champions who've had like no defenses, and they come out and they beat them up, and I'm like, okay. And they broke one of the Viking Raiders' neck.
They broke his neck. Okay.
That's what the commentator said. They broke his neck. I'm like, oh, so that means we gotta wait even longer to get this tag match.
I mean, because like the Viking Raiders, both of them have had serious injuries that have derailed the team, and I don't like that it happens to them. But this is what happens to them, and now you're gonna sit there and do it like Vince McMahon and freaking bring real life into these freaking things.
I mean, all that's gonna happen is we're just gonna have this title reign extended with no defenses. That's all that's gonna happen. And then we had Bo Dallas do his video, and the Miz video was better.
The Miz video is better. Sorry, I'm not even sorry.
Like, I don't even know what he was trying to say here. But whatever. But then we had Seth versus Bronson, the rematch, and as they were fighting. Well, before the match even started, the bloodline just comes out. So, who cares about the brand split, I guess. And then
it's Survivor Series, son.
And then next one will be like, well, it's Royal Rumble season. And they'll be like, well, we gotta have WrestleMania season.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna go through all of them if they keep doing this.
We're gonna be like, well, it's Great Balls of Fire season.
It's Backlash.
It's Saudi Arabia time.
Yeah.
So then the OG bloodline scares them off, and then Solo and Bronson fight, and then as Seth's about to finish Bronson, Solo just jumps on the table and he's like, hey, Seth! And then Seth gets distracted and he loses.
2 weeks ago, you were trying to sit there and freaking get Seth to join your team.
It's like, well, he said no, so I got on the table.
I guess I get to freaking mess with his match now.
Yep, I cost him the match and he lost, and I guess Seth's angry, and I guess you would think that, well, now that he's mad, what are you going to do now? You have to join them now to get your revenge.
You have to. It would be stupid to sit there and add anybody other than Seth freaking Rollins to sit there and match up with Bronson Reed.
Since, like, he's the only one who's fighting Bronson Reed.
I know. I mean, who else could we possibly decide to pick? Take me to Smackdown, son.
So Smackdown starts off with Solo. He's here with his bloodline, and he's like, Roman Reigns, tonight you're gonna surrender.
I mean, can we not call him like Solo and a few guys?
I mean, well, it's Solo, Jacob, and like a few guys.
I mean, yeah, it might as well be Solo, Jacob, and a few guys. I'm getting more and more impressed with Solo. I did not feel like he was a credible threat at the beginning of this, and
he's better now.
He's better now, and I like it. And I want to see more of it.
Yeah, I want to see more like, I got tickets.
I want to see more of it. You've turned a corner, Solo, and I'm liking it.
Like, not bad.
I mean,
keep going.
You still aren't as menacing as Jacob, and even when you were Roman's enforcer, you were not as menacing as Jacob. But
I still like you more than Damian Priest.
I'm in.
Or DP.
I'd much rather you be fighting Gunther
than DP
than Damian Priest. I just no.
And then we had the most important match on the show. We had the the women's North American title #1 contenders tournament match.
North American? You mean American?
Yeah, whatever.
U.S.
Yeah, U.S. women's title. You know, the only mid-card women's title.
It's the only one. There is no other.
There's no. I mean, you know,
there's not another one, and there's no plans for one coming. Or is there?
No,
this is it.
And the title's only for SmackDown people.
That's all it's for.
So on Raw, you don't get
a mid-card title for women. I don't know what Adam Pearce is doing, but there's not going to be one.
No, look, Nick is just better.
Nick is better.
So I guess, you know, Chelsea Green won because Bianca got distracted because Jade got put on top of a windshield.
I would love to have seen her get put through that windshield.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever.
You know, we can't do that now. We gotta wait for Netflix, I guess.
Yeah, to see if somebody actually go through a windshield. I mean, you can't get some sugar glass and put it as a windshield and have somebody go through it.
No, I guess not. But then we had Cody Rhodes, and you know, Cody Rhodes was good here, and then Kevin Owens was here too.
It's the rare Bodie Codes promo that I'm like, all right, I'm in.
It's like, I'm in, Cody.
All right, let's do this.
Like, that's the champion.
There it is. You know, and he doesn't even have Roman involved.
Like, he's interesting without Roman? I didn't know it was
what?
possible.
No bloodline is involved in this? Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, they kind of are a little bit because of the reason why this happened. But you know,
look, semantics, all right?
I mean, you know,
just a little bit here. I'm fine with that. You just mean, hey, you know, and did I not call the storyline? I called the storyline.
That's what it is.
This is exactly what it is.
Kevin's like,
he's pissed off that Cody freaking tag teamed with Roman. You know, and I understand why, because Kevin is right.
Yeah, and then he says, he's like, you know what I did to Randy? I love Randy, but I hate you. And then Cody's like, no, you hate yourself.
I mean, that's a good comeback, Cody. 5 stars. 5 stars all around.
Look, he had a good promo, but that line was just kind of funny. He's like,
no notes.
You hate yourself. And then Kevin's like, no.
I'm like, yeah, there is a better line there. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, you know. Like, I mean, like, if I'm in the hood, you know, like where I grew up, then, you know, hey, I loved Randy, but I hate you. And then we would go, your mama. And then that will be the end of it.
That's it.
You know, but whatever.
I guess I'm excited for a Cody title.
I'm
match.
actually interested in this. I wasn't interested in it the first time, but part 2 has more meat on this bone.
So I guess we finally got a Cody story that, you know,
I'm in.
That's, you know, exciting, like Solo versus Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we had the bloodline. Well, we had Roman Reigns and the OG bloodline in the locker room sitting like in a circle like they used to. But this time, no belts.
Well, I mean, he's not the champion.
Not yet.
Not anytime soon.
He can get it back.
Maybe when he turns 40, he can have it back. He's like 36, 37, somewhere around there.
So they're like, okay, we couldn't get a 5th member, and Roman's like, we don't need a 5th member, just us 4. We're good.
I think you need a 5th member. I mean, you need to account for the Jacob and the Bronson Reed problem.
And then Roman's like, well, it doesn't matter because we're the original team. We don't need a 5th member. If we work together, we got this.
I mean, I can't help but mention that he still hasn't said I'm sorry to Jay.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
He just knows, right?
Yeah.
They just know. He's sorry.
Yeah. And then after saying all this, like this speech of saying he doesn't need anybody, they're like, so what's the plan, Roman? He's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I usually have a wise man for these kind of things.
I'm like, all right. And then we had LA Knight, you know, just murder Santos again and again.
Yeah, and then get attacked by Shinsuke Nakamura. And then Nakamura cuts the same kind of promo we've seen. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I've seen it before.
We get the graphics, and he's like, LA.
Japanese words.
Like red bloody animation.
Japanese words.
Animation. Cartoon.
You know, it's I like it. I want to see more of it. I just wish that I knew he was gonna win.
He's not gonna win.
I don't think he's gonna win. I hope he wins. I just don't think he's gonna win.
I think he's gonna get murdered. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get murdered, but he is.
He's gonna get jobbed out by the megastar.
Jobbed out by the superstar, megastar, whatever they call him.
Yeah.
L.A. Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
And then we had the women's war games. I really care about this because
we already talked enough about it.
I mean,
Let's move on to the next thing.
So then we had, Montez Ford and Tommaso Ciampa do their thing. I'm only mentioning this because, it seems like SmackDown cares about their tag division at least a little bit more than Raw.
Yeah, well, who's the tag team champions?
The Machine Guns.
You can't say it still. You still can't say it.
The Motor Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, I mean, I don't know it, but they're my favorite tag team's favorite tag team, so they would know.
They know how to say their name?
Yeah. They're not my favorite tag team. They're my favorite tag team's favorite tag team.
So who's your favorite tag team?
Right now, I'm going to go Usos. Because the Usos like these guys the most.
That's their favorite.
Yeah. I mean, they don't talk about it, but you know.
What else happened, boy?
Then we had the main event, the Bloodline. I mean, look, Cody, you did a good promo, but Roman is still the guy.
This is the main event.
Look, the main event is still Roman Reigns without the belt.
I'd be so shocked if, during War Games, if Cody and KO do fight for the title, that War Games is probably going to end with the Bloodline and OG Bloodline as the main event.
Is Cody going to be at this place? Because he might be not fighting Kevin there.
He doesn't have a match as far as we know.
So, it'd just be funny if, the champion just said, I'm always going to be there, missed a pay-per-view, and then Roman was in the main event.
I thought you worked that John Cena schedule, Cody.
I worked the John Cena schedule. I don't know. I've seen Roman on pay-per-view more. But, alright. So, Solo's here, and then the OG Bloodline comes out, and then, Solo says, it's time to surrender. And as Roman's about to say something, that's when we hear Paul Heyman. He's back.
Dressed just like, freaking Solo.
He dressed like the guy who murdered him.
He's literally dressed like him. He's got the freaking handkerchief in the blazer and the red t-shirt just like Solo.
I'm yeah, I'm gonna dress like the guy who tried to kill me.
Who put me through a table.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay, what happened in between that time? Did all of a sudden, they share fashion tips? Hey, I'm gonna wear this, and then you're gonna wear the same thing that I'm wearing.
So then Solo's here, and Paul's here, and then Paul's like, I'm sorry for not answering my phone, but I'm here now, and I count that, to do War Games, you need 5 versus 5, but only I see 4 versus 5, and that's just not fair. So we're gonna have 5 versus 5.
and boy, did he ever bring out Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, it was Seth Rollins, and I was like, oh, this makes sense.
But the thing is, though, is that Seth Rollins came out to CM Punk's music.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins wears such goofy costumes that he wore a CM Punk shaped costume.
Yeah, he had the hair. He had his hair done like CM Punk as well. He had to cut part of it off so he could look like him.
Yeah, that's Seth Rollins out there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Seth Rollins ran to the ring, and he attacked the Bloodline with the OG Bloodline,
and he even did CM Punk's finisher.
Go to sleep. That's what Seth Rollins did.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be Seth Rollins and the OG Bloodline versus the Bloodline.
Yeah, it makes sense because, he's the one who has a problem with Bronson Reed. Not if it was CM Punk.
If it was anybody else, it would just be like, what is this? But it's Seth Rollins in a CM Punk disguise.
That's what it is.
That's how I look at it. And then maybe, we'll have another Bronson Reed attack CM Punk in a Drew McIntyre costume.
Look, Raw needs Drew. That's the point.
He does need Andrew, or they need Andrew.
They need Drew, but you don't realize how much Drew is until he's gone. Because when he's gone, that show fell apart.
I don't know if it fell apart. I mean, you hate it. I don't really hate it. I think it's fine.
I hate
there's
it.
some parts that there's some parts that don't work. I'm not gonna say that there's not. It's just, it's not terrible.
I mean, I hate Raw. It's bad.
Hate Raw.
It's bad. Like, I need Drew back to save this show because this show is awful.
Well, you guys, it's been a time and a half. So subscribe, hit the bell icon, do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and the other socials out there. And tune in next time because the next one will be available
When it's ready.